So this is Boruch Fleischman, your lift manager here at the Tikkun Elevator Kollel. I wanted to give you a little tour of the Kollel itself, have an idea of exactly where we're located. And here we are in beautiful Boca Raton. And this building over here is actually the Kollel building. But the truth is that the Kollel is really inside of a cave that's inside of this mountain. So I'm going to take you to the next stage of this and give you an idea of how we get in. This is a picture of the cave that we're coming up here. We bring our learning along with us wherever we go. Now, the interesting thing about the elevator is that the elevator is not necessarily going up and down in the way that we understand it. And instead, it's a chamber or a walkway inwards, whereas the real light that we seek is down this pathway and going further in. So let's see what happens. We come in, we have some pleasant places to sit down, relax. We could greet visitors here in the beautiful living room. We can look at Shtickle Torah over here. We can enjoy the atmosphere. But then what we really want to do is we want to get into the idea of what's going on in this store. And so we have what we call a vortex. Down the hall, at the end of it all, we fall into this deep vortex. It is a vortex of light. And it is more than a hypercube, which I really don't understand, but I saw that here somewhere. And so that's what it is. And once we get into the hypercube, if we can get into a place where, well, it's just absolutely fantastic, the trip as we go into the deeper area of it. And we have vehicles, this elevator, it moves sideways towards nothingness. So, and the ultimate light, the Ein Sof Baruch. Let's see how this comes out. And this is, of course, a test. And we're going to see what it looks like if we can go. Let me see if I can find something else here. Let me see just a second. Get back to the place where we belong. Where is that? Where is my office? I cannot find it. Did I leave my office? Is my office not here anymore? Uh-oh. There it is. I'll come in and sit there. So today we're going to try a little Torah over here and see how this works out as our test video. Now this is going to come out backwards. Well, not so much. This is a book called Ad Hagal Hazeh that's written by just blank. Yaakov Moshe Hillel. Yaakov Moshe Hillel is a great rabbi, one of the greatest Kabbalists of our time. And I really learned a lot of Eitz Chaim coming from him, and his insight and his investigations are actually fantastic. What I know about Yaakov Moshe Hillel is that this is what I was told. He's actually a Baal Tshuva from South Manchester, England. His family is Iraqi background. He made the Aliyah to Eretz Yisrael. He's an artisan of some sort, a craftsman. I don't know exactly what he did. I don't know that much about him. But he's turned out, this is the story that I heard, that his shop was deep in the heart of Meir Sharm somewhere, I don't know where. And it was right next door a little Kollel. In the Kollel, there were Kubalim there. And so he came to the Kollel, but they said, come over for Mincha. Come over to L'Stav Shachos, and eventually got into it, and from there, all the Torah that he has to bring to us sprouted. This book is called Ad Hagal Hazeh. The purpose of this book is really to tell us about the deeper insight into Lag BaOmer, and particularly about the spirits of Omer, what's going on now. Because we know that we count them, and in the world that I know, it's a big mitzvah to remember that you have to count every day, which of course is a big mitzvah. But actually why we're doing this and what's going on at this time, nobody talks about it. Okay. So over here, he's going to talk about it. But one thing we have to have in the background of our minds is Rabbi Mibran once said to me, because I have such an involvement on Lag BaOmer, he said that you have to think about Rabbi Akiva, what was it like to become who's a person who's a Baal Tshuva, is descended from Gerim, He, at the age of 40, he suddenly develops in such a way that he has a strength of a woman who backs him, the strength of his own desire, and he builds this tremendous yeshiva network, 24,000 students, 12,000 pairs of students. All this is symbolic, I'm sure, but it's also true. And in one small period of time, they all died. Everything that he spent his life for. He had lived through the Hadrianic Wars, that is the War of Bar Kokhba. He lived through that. The southern part of Eretz Yisrael was desolate. It was plowed over. It was gone. All the trees removed. It became a desert. And only in the Kollel did you have life. So here comes our story, Yaakov Hillel. We'll read a little bit because this is an experimental video, and I don't know exactly how to do it, but we're going to try to get it, try to get it into a link somewhere so it can be seen. So let's look at this book. It said the Simchas Yom Lag BaOmer. What is the secret of the joy that we have on Lag BaOmer? And he doesn't say Lag BaOmer like we do in Ashkenaz land. He says Lag LaOmer, LaOmer. The 30 days for to the Omer or for the Omer. The Rashbi, and also the celebration that we have at the grave of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. So he says, Lag LaOmer Yom Godol the Rashbi. This is a great day for Rashbi, for the Gilui Sodas Torah, and for the revelation, the secrets of Torah, Ba'olam in the world. It says in Yanu Shal Yom Lag BaOmer, the Inyan that has to do with Lag BaOmer. Yom Simcha the Yisrael, so it's a day of joy for the Jewish people. It's Sarach beer because this has to be understood. So that's to know, to try to sift through and understand why it is this particular day is something special in the count of the Omer. And how is it its mastery, that's really familiar with this world, was inaugurated. But Pratki Yosef Kasher of the Nimshach im Yemei Avelam, Kaf Dalet Aleph al Talmidim Rabbi Akiva, and specifically the real question here is because Rabbi Akiva lost his 24,000 students at this time. The number of B'siyat and Shemaya, so he says, so we'll go with God's help. The Vayar, the Sugya, start to explain this section of our understanding of Torah. L'or makrosecha, to bring light into the roots of these ideas, but Chazal, according to the result of the rabbis and the Paiskim. V'lo'or sheitasim sharaboseinach ha'mekubalim, and also to bring light to the paths, to the thinking of our rabbis, the Mekubalim. And now I have begun this with God's help. So the first thing he says is Sivas Kavias Minhagi Avelas B'Meil Omer. Why is it that during the days of the Omer we have customs that represent mourning? It's the Gemara. So he says, you see on the Gemara, it's in Yevamos, Lav Samach Beis, Aman Beis. Amro, they say over there, Shnayim Aser Elef Zugim Talmidim Hoyelo Rabbi Akiva Megebes Ad Antipir Antipa. So that Rabbi Akiva had 12,000 pairs of students, and there were a network of schools of some sort that stretched. Can you imagine what it takes, the administration of this, especially in that time with the destruction of that the Romans had swung onto the Jewish people. The Rabbi Akiva Megavis Adantipas, he had this huge system. And one of them, all of them died in one small period of time. Because they did not deal with each other in a respectful way. The whole world was empty, destroyed. Rabbi Akiva, then Rabbi Akiva came back. Etzel Rabbeinu to the rabbi, should be the Rome in the south, the son of Rishon, and he taught them. A lot of times we say that the word the Rome, which means south, really refers to kindness. So why? I said maybe he's going to develop that later in the book. I don't know. Rebbe Meir and Rebbe Yehuda, these are the rabbis that he went to, and he developed this small group of people. 5 people, Rebbe Meir, Rebbe Yehuda, Rebbe Yosef, Rebbe Shimon, Rebbe Elazar ben Shemua. Those were the 5. V'heim heim ha'amidu Torah oisa shah. So these people individually are the ones that established and sustained the Torah at that time. Tana kulam mesa v'pesach al Atzeres. So we learned already that all of between Pesach and Atzeres, everyone died. Amar Rabbi Chama, Bar Abba, so Rav Chama Bar Abba said, kulam mesa misa ro'ah. Now we're talking about the students of Rabbi Akiva now. They all died a very bad death. Mahi, what is it? Amar Rav Nachman, Askra. Rav Nachman said it's Askra. So I looked it up. Somebody said that it means diphtheria. Ad kan l'sham, that's a quote. Because of a tour, so the tour writes, he says over there, he says in Boruch Simon Tov Tzadik Gimel, Logi B'Kola B'Komos, so this is the tour writing in terms of this from the Spanish perspective at that time. Shalom Lisa Isha Ben Pesach Latzeres, because of the fact that this dying took place in this period of time. We don't get engaged at that time, we don't get married at that time. Why don't we have weddings at that time? This is so that we shouldn't have too much joy. Because this is the time that the Talmid of Rabbi Akiva died. There's places also that the custom is not to shave. And then there are people from the 33rd day of the Omer and onwards that they do, in fact, go to the barber and shave. Because that's when they stop. I think it's pronounced Lamos, the God. So the base Yosef Sham Hevi B'Shem HaMedrash, so the base of Yosef on this piece of Shulchan Aruch over there in the tour rather, he writes on this B'Shem HaMedrash, Shemesu Mepesach ad Pros Hatzeres, that they died from Pesach until this period, which is called the spreading of Hatzeres. In other words, the glow of what's going to be Har Sinai, the mount spreads down, it backwards, up into this place called Pros Hatzeres. Who 2 Yom Kodem Hatzeres, it's 15 days before Shavuos. Ukushatasir 2 Yom, so if you remove, you subtract 15 days, Mem Tes Yom, for 49 days, Yeshar Lamadeh Dalet, then you wind up with 34 days. V'nehem Lag Shlom Shleimim, so now you have 33 complete days. Magalchem B'Yom Lad B'Boker, but in fact that you have the haircuts are done on the 34th day of the Yom. He mixes a Yom Kukula because a half of the day, a part of the day, is like the whole day. That's according to this then, Kol Yom Lag Aser. So therefore, all the day of the 33rd, you're still not allowed to shave and celebrate or whatever. Mitzvahs Lad, and then you consider this at the very beginning of the 34th day. That's like considered to be the whole day. It's part of the day, it's like a whole day. Became Psak b'Shulchan Aruch, so this is also the Beis Yosef brought this into the Shulchan Aruch, so he made also the Psak over there like that. Shenagud Shalom V'Histafer, that the custom is not to shave Ad Yom Lad B'Boker until you get to the 34th day in the morning. Now the Ramah says, Sham Kosov is Lashon about on this. The Ramah writes, and this is his language. Of a Bedinas Elo, these countries here, that we don't go according to what he had said. Mistafrin b'yod lad, but instead that we have the haircuts and shaving and so on and so forth takes place on the 33rd. Marvi book sa simcha, and we also do a little bit more simcha that day. We don't say tachnun then, etc. From the Medrash, Maril, Shabir Atam, as he explains the reason, if they shabo b'yom paskil milamos, because in that day is when the death stopped. Okay, so we have this idea now. Let's just look a little bit more, because those are the halachos, so we have a background and we have an understanding of people saying that there's something special that happens in this place, which is called pros Hatzeres, 2 weeks, approximately 15 days before the glow of the Matan Torah takes place. There's already something shining down this way, down towards us. So let's see just a little bit more of what Yaakov Hillel writes. He said, "Tam l'simcha b'yom lag la'omer." So what's the reason why we have a simcha? And he keeps writing. This is his shita that we say lag la'omer. But Sark beer. So this needs explanation, though. Why should it be that we have some kind of simcha here? Why would we mourn 32 days and on the 33rd day or 34th, depending on how you count? But Sark beer said this requires explanation. So the simcha mazuosa, because the simcha, what in fact are you doing here? The Pascha Milamos, because what? They stopped dying? Who Tam Maspik, Lahapsik Avelo says this is a good reason to stop mourning that day. But there's no reason here to make a big party. But not only that, because the fact that they stopped dying, this is a comfort for a fool. This is not something that you celebrate. The heart of the Maisa Mesa Kula, because the truth is everybody's dead. Below Noiser owed me Mehem the most. There's nobody else left to die. So how could it be that this would be a reason to rejoice? It's small, it's really wondering. It's amazing. What are you thinking? What's going on here? But the Meforshim are already sensitive to this thought. The Pri Chodesh cost of the Yashiv and the Chasimcha he al Osam Atamidim, that the real reason for the joy is because the Haskalah Chadasha, that is a new beginning with a new set of Tamidim that took place at this time. So they died for 32 days, 24,000 students died. On the 33rd day, there was another set of 5. Now that whole thing is a mystery, exactly what was transpiring, but this is the fact that we see looking back at. And we says also that he wants to teach them what they need to do in order to be able to propagate Yiddishkeit, so they shouldn't die like these did. So he's talking about something which is really deep, really weird before it. This is what he's talking about. Because the root of these ideas is pure, because we rather Rizal in the writing of our master, the Arizal. Okay, that's a shir for today on Lag Ba'omer, Lag Ba'omer. And we'll see how it comes out, see if I can get it out. Call to.